Hello, everybody. I'm LW, and this is the Latchbar Podcast. We are discussing diet and exercise as we have been. And you know what we've done in the past. We've talked about our partners, we've talked about eating in portions, and we've also talked about the damage that we're doing to ourselves by overeating, by not paying attention to our health, until it drives us to the point that we have bad health. Then we start paying attention. Sometimes it's too late, sometimes it's not too late. Either way, you have to give yourself a chance. Now, I know a lot of us in the past always said, I can do my job without being supervised. Well, you have a job to do now. Do you need a supervisor to get it done? Or as you say, you don't need a supervisor to get your job done. Let's see how well you do at this job that you get assigned to. I'm going to empower all of you. Since you say you could be your own supervisor, I'm going to empower you to give it a try. So you're going to supervise and discipline yourself at the same time. How about that? So let's see how much self-control you have on yourself and how much inspiration, influence, motivation that you could give yourself. Because it's going to take a lot of that. Because now as you start to supervise yourself, that means you're going to have to really, really pay attention to what you're doing and make sure that you're doing the right thing. Because you're the supervisor. And the supervisor does what? Watches his employees. Makes sure they're doing what should be done. Making sure they're following company rules and regulations, policies, so on and so forth. You all are familiar with that. So now let's do that to ourselves. Let's see how well we can reprimand, discipline, and follow up to make sure that we're doing what should be done. Starting off, portion controls. Okay, we all know what that's all about. Let's move on. Paying attention to what you eat and making sure you're consistent with what you're doing to yourself. Okay, that's not enough. You must continue to stay on track, not get derailed by your partners. Get rid of all of those snacks that are doing nothing but harm to you. Now, I want you to understand at the same time, now that you're empowered to be your own supervisor, we need to take lessons so that we understand how we got in this condition that you're in. So if you understand better how you got to where you are, then it'll be easier to apply the disciplines that's needed to get you back on track to help straighten out your health. And I know it's not going to be easy, but we got to apply ourselves. So, right away, portion control. Get rid of all those snacks that have done you so much harm and put so many pounds on you that have made your health deteriorate. Making sure that we understand overeating causes digestive problems. Let me expound on that. When you eat too much food, you do not give your body an opportunity to properly digest your food. And what happens with that excess food that your body isn't properly digesting? It converted it into pounds. Fat. That's right. And that's where a lot of us have the problem in understanding what we need to do. We don't need to overeat. we need to eat less. So you as the supervisor now has to monitor what you're doing to make sure you're doing it right. Very important. So understanding the results of what you're doing that went wrong will help you understand doing things the right way so that you can improve your health. That's what this is all about. We want to improve our health because we've been going in the wrong direction for too long. So, portions, get rid of the snacks. Now you want to add water. I know a lot of you have difficulties in drinking water. Water is very, very good for you. A huge percentage of your body is water, more than 50%. That's right, that's the composition of your body because all that flesh is water. That's what it really is, but it's flesh on you. But if you happen to pass away, all that stuff is just going to dry up. That's what I mean about it. The contents of us is a lot more water than what you think. That's why water is good for you. And that's why we need to drink more water so that we can train our brain to thinking that we've satisfied our food amount. So if you eat half the amount of food that you have been eating, your stomach is going to feel a void, or your brain is going to feel a void. Not so much your stomach, it's your brain. So you're going to have to understand what the problem is. Being the supervisor, you need to address the problem. How about that? So let's address the problem. When you think that you need to eat more food, often a glass of water goes a long way. That's right. Don't pick up those snacks. Those snacks are harmful. So you want to give yourself a chance to digest the food that you've eaten. So eating less will give your body an opportunity to digest that food properly. That is why often you have been told that we need to eat less and more often. Not just 3 times a day is the designated time frame, but you want to make sure that while you eat, you're eating a sufficient amount of food, but not overeating, so that your body will have an opportunity to digest that food properly. That's very important to regaining your health. So, you want to make sure your body has time to digest the food that you've eaten. So don't eat as much because you overate for many, many years. Now we got to change that to save our life. So, supervisor, how you doing? Yeah, it's not as easy as you thought it was. But let's keep on doing what we need to do because that's the only way that you're going to be able to straighten yourself up out of the problems that you've created for yourself. Smaller portions. I'm going to continue to drill that home because that's what's needed. And as you watch commercials on TV, what do? They re-emphasize. They tell you more and more, over and over, what's good for you, what you need to purchase, because it keeps it in your mind. So you have to keep certain thoughts in your mind, just like those commercials become a nuisance. They get on your nerves, but it keeps it in mind, makes it so that you remember. So you have to remind yourself over and over and over the right things that need to be done to achieve your goal. Don't get knocked off track, because you're going to fall right back into the same old rut of doing what you had been doing that has created all the problems for you. So you have to start doing the right thing and continue. And continue and continue. Don't overeat. Drink plenty of water. Hey, it goes a long way. Do the things you need to do. And then we want to start incorporating exercise. That's right. Exercise is extremely, extremely important. It's not going to turn you into a muscle man. Lifting weights doesn't do that. Unless you make yourself do that. And there's ways of doing it. And those that try and gain weight by lifting weights understand that you have to drink a lot of protein shakes and a lot of other things that may not necessarily be good for you. Because down the road, you're going to have to shed those pounds that you put on. Your body is designed for a specific size. That's what your heart is designed for, a specific size. And if you overexceed what your heart is looking for you to be, you're going to start going downhill, because you're asking your heart to work too hard. We don't want to do that. It could become a serious problem. So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for today. I know that we've only discussed you being a supervisor more so than anything else, because we want you to take charge of your life. So you have to supervise yourself in order to attain that. So let's get on board and let's supervise ourselves into good health. Thank you all very much. Until next time. Have a good day.